we shall all rejoice and be glad in it. Father in heaven, we thank you for this function today. And as we gather here today, O God, we lift before you our leaders, our Prime Minister, our Deputy Prime Minister, and members of Cabinet. We thank you and we praise your name, O God. Father, we pray, O God, that you will continue, Lord, to bless, continue, Lord, to guide them as they solve the common good and promote the well-being of all Vincentians today. May you, O God, continue to give courage, humility, and the spirit of service. We thank you, O God, for the great work that you've been doing in this country. Father, we ask that you continue, Lord, to have your way in their lives. We thank you also for the recipients, those who will receive titles to their houses, O God, today. And as your word says, except the Lord build the house, they labor in vain that build it. We pray, O God, that they will give you all the glory and all the praise. Father, we pray your blessings on this function today, and all the speakers who will take to the podium. Everyone gathered here today, O God. Father, we pray, O God, your blessings. And Father, as we commit ourselves to you, we ask that you just have your way in the mighty name of Jesus, as we give you thanks. And all God's people say, amen and amen. Praise be to your name. Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Pastor Kendall Osment, for those words. At this time, I'm going to ask everybody to remain standing for the national anthem of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And I'm going to ask you to help me sing. St. Vincent land so beautiful, with joyful hearts we pledge to thee our loyalty and love, and vow to keep you ever free. Whatever the future brings, our faith will see us through. May peace reign from shore to shore, and God bless and keep us true. High rune of fear and blessed isles, your mountains high, so clear and green, are home to me, though I may stray, I heaven come serene. Whatever the future brings, our faith will see us through. May peace reign from shore to shore, and God bless and keep us true. Our little sister islands are those gems, the lovely Grenadines, upon their seas and golden sands the sunshine ever beams. Whatever the future brings, our faith will see us through. May peace reign from shore to shore, and God bless and keep us true. Give yourself a round of applause. At this time, I'm going to invite to do some welcome remarks Miss Neva Phillips Cordis, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Housing. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome her as she comes to the microphone.
Master of Ceremony, Her Excellency Dame Susan Duggan, Governor General of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Honorable Montgomery Daniel, Deputy Prime Minister and Parliamentary Representative from North Windward, Dr. Honorable Orlando Brewster, Minister in the Ministry of Housing, Youth and Sports, other ministers of government, Dr. Grace Walters, Pastor Kendall Osment, prominent secretaries and other senior public servants, specially invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, members of the media, a very pleasant good afternoon to you and a warm welcome to all gathered here this afternoon, especially to those who will be receiving their deeds. It is truly a special occasion as we are gathered to celebrate a crucial moment of securing stability. The Ministry of Housing, Youth and Sports is happy to be a part of this celebration. And I can just imagine the joy the recipients are feeling at this moment. Today, you will receive a document that is not just a piece of paper, but a symbol of security and a foundation for you and your family. I wish to remind you that your deed comes with both rights and responsibilities. So please take care of your property and your documents. On behalf of the Ministry of Housing, Youth and Sports, I extend congratulations to all of you who will receive your title to your property and wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Once again, a very warm welcome to all of you.
Yes. At this time, I'm going to invite for some opening remarks. Please put your hands together for Dr. Grace Walters.
Master of Ceremony, Mr. Maxwell Francis, Her Excellency Dame Susan Duggan, Governor General, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Honorable Montgomery Daniel, Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Lands and Parliamentary Representative of North Windward, Honorable Orlando Brewster, Minister of Housing, Youth and Sports, other ministers of government, representative of the Mustique Charitable Trust, Pastor Kendall Osmond, permanent secretaries and other senior public servants, members of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, special invited guests, members of the media, friends, well-wishers, and recipients. Good afternoon. Sorry. It's a pleasure for me to address today's proceedings. The receipt of documentation stating that you are owner of something is a joyous occasion and one that should not be taken lightly. Thank you. Thank you very much. On the eve, well, not the exact eve, but in this season as we prepare to celebrate another Day of Independence of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, it is very fitting for us as a people to celebrate independence in this way. The receipt of your documents today marks another level of independence in your own lives. I was informed that a number of persons receiving documents of, their title deeds today are women. And I want to address that fact. The fact that this government, the ULP government, is looking out for women. It is one of the things that is high on the priority of this administration. Not only making citizens of St. Vincent and the Grenadines independent, but also doing whatever can be done to uplift the lives of women in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, of empowering women. Thank you. That is something to be proud of, and that is something to clap about. Because in some countries, women are not placed on the same level as men. In certain countries, we as women are even paid less salaries than men receive for the same jobs, permanent secretary. Do you know that? Yes. So the fact that the majority of homeowners today who are receiving title deeds are women, that is something for me as a woman to be proud of. And I say thank you to the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The housing policy of the government is something that started when the ULP administration took office in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It started because the government realized that even if a disaster comes and ravish us, and some of us have jobs and our means to provide, we would have already done so. And the natural disaster sometimes puts an additional strain on our pockets. And even if some of us could affording it at the time when it should be, it's going to be too much on us as families. It is indeed an excellent initiative, an excellent policy of the government. And this is a policy that is going to continue when the Unity Labour Party regains office in the next election. It is something that we as a country can look forward to. And I know that the Prime Minister, he has said that he wished that everyone would insure their houses, but I also know that he is someone who leads a team of ministers that look out for the poor and working class. So we can always rely on the fact that when insults come, insults meaning when our homes are destroyed or when we are put in difficult situations, that this government is a government who will always be there for us, who will always support us, who will always come through for us in whatever the circumstances. The commitment that the Unity Labour Party government has to the people of North Windward is something that we should embrace. It is something that we recognize, and it is something that we are grateful for, because it was not always so. The people of North Windward are thankful, and I speak as a resident of North Windward. We are so thankful for the policies that this government has in place for people like you and I. Policies that not only uplift us, but policies that enlightens us, policies that allow us to spread our wings, policies that allow us to become independent. And as a single woman, I can tell you that with a house and a title deed, it is indeed giving us a level of independence that we need so that we do not have to be reliant on anyone. We can rely on our own selves to gain what we want to achieve in life. We can rely on our own selves to ensure that our children progress and our children advance to the levels that they want to advance to. So we are grateful, we are thankful. The housing projects started with our own Honorable Montgomery Daniel while he was in the Ministry of Housing. He led that, and it continued steadfastly with our own Orlando Brewster, and we claim him, and you know why we claim him, because he's a part of the family of North Windward. And I've heard him say that absolutely more than once, right? So he's our own, and it will continue in the future when the Unity Labour Party regains office following our general elections coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not something that we should slight. This is something that we should embrace. This is something that we should look forward to. We thank you so much for affording the Unity Labour Party the opportunity to lead, to implement, and to put forward policies for the development and the further advancement of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Thank you so much, and we look forward to continue working with you in the future. Own your future.
Come on, we could do better than that. Make some noise for Dr. Walters. All right, so this time we are going to have a cultural item from two of our upcoming entertainers at the Sandy Bay Secondary School. You know, the Sandy Bay Secondary School is an incubator for talent. And at this time, I'm going to invite two of them, both Pablo and the soca man himself, Dino, to give us a performance. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Dino and Pablo.
Good night, everybody, and good evening, everybody. Van man. Yes. Welcome, a big man. I want only one fan. I will have a hot fan. Everybody song. I like the tongue, college girl go run come. Just song. Michael, you can say. Pull up there. Let me ask the level. She wanna take a ride and be swingy. Running through the night, pull up. Let me see all the other people raise all the day. Fully six. Tell us six. Big up Bumble one time. Swingy, 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 swingy. Pull up. We talk to the crowd first. Let me see all who are going to live this storm. Swingy. Big up Grace. Swingy. Say swingy. 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 But say when we plum cheek. I can't live in this every day of picnic. Every day girl just follow me. She wanna ride the ride and be swingy. Morning and night, the girl just wanna sing. A tired Richie voice when she come calling. Then the people can ride for my swingy just labor.
All right, let's hear it for Swingy and Pablo. And as small as they are, they too have recognized the work of labor. Put your hands together one more time for Swingy and the man Pablo. All right, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'm going to invite a representative from the Mustique Charitable Trust in the person of Miss Avanel Da Silva. Please put your hands together as she comes to bring you some remarks.
Good afternoon, everyone. I absolutely hate coming after Swingy and Pablo because I don't think I'm coming with all that energy. Even with the size, I don't have energy. So congrats to the youngsters who are coming up in our cultural arena. Please permit me to adopt the protocol being established before. And of course, let me first apologize for the absence of Mr. Roger Pritchard, the managing director of the Mustique Charitable Trust, the Mustique Company, and in this particular capacity, the chairman of the Mustique Charitable Trust. He was unfortunately not able to make it today, but I'm very happy to make it. Let me say good afternoon to my OTR people. I am OTR. So good afternoon to my OTR people, and today is a joyous day for you. I'm happy that we are finally at this stage. In the wake of the volcanic eruption on April 9, 2020, the Mustique Charitable Trust, the Mustique Company itself, and the Mustique Charitable Foundation came together to establish the Mustique Volcano Emergency Relief, or what we call then the Mustique VERV. The singular aim of this fund was to support and assist the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, particularly those in the red and orange zones, by addressing their most urgent and long-term needs. Phase 1 of this project was activated almost immediately to respond to the critical and immediate needs of the affected communities. Several key initiatives were implemented during this phase, and these include distribution of food, water, and toiletries to over 5,000 citizens across the various communities, distribution of more than 1,500 camping mattresses, construction of shower facilities, wash sinks, and water tank platforms at 12 schools which were being used as evacuation centers or shelters, provision of educational supplies of over 1,400 students in the red and orange zones
with special attention, of course, to those who are preparing for CPA exams. Distribution of 750 farmer toolkits to the most severely impacted small-scale farmers, and of course, support of the National Cleanup Campaign that was being executed by the various arms of the government, so we would have provided the heavy equipment, etc. Our direct relief efforts lasted 9 months, from May 2021 to January 2022, reaching over 14,000 residents in 21 villages and at a total cost of $3.4 million. I would like to express heartfelt thanks at this moment to the dedicated staff of the Mustique Company and all volunteers who worked tirelessly within that phase 1 time period. Your work, of course, would not go unnoted. Phase 2 of the Verve initiative was launched as a joint venture between the Mustique Charitable Trust and the UK Friends of the Charitable Trust. This phase shifted focus to long-term macroeconomic recovery and most notably, the rebuilding of homes to those displaced by the eruption. In collaboration with the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, an agreement was made to purchase land and reconstruct homes for affected families at a cost of just over $4 million. This effort was executed in partnership, of course, with BRAXA, which is an arm of the Ministry of Transport, who served as the main contractor. Together, we successfully rebuilt 41 homes ranging from 1 to 2 bedroom units, customized to meet based on the needs of the specific families. As a chapter, thank you, Minister, I'm happy you're clapping. As this chapter comes to a close, we are proud to take part in today's commemorative ceremony. To the new homeowners receiving their deeds today, we thank you for your patience and also for your resilience. We encourage you to take pride in your homes, care for them, and ensure they remain a legacy for generations to come. We would like to express our deepest gratitude to our homeowners on the island of Mustique, our generous donors, our board of trustees, the staff of the Mustique Company for their financial and in-kind contributions, the legal team of the Mustique Company for preparing the property deeds, and of course, last but not least, to the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, whose support and collaboration was vital throughout this initiative. Once again, and at the end, I would like to say, the Mustique Charitable Trust, the UK Friends of the Mustique Charitable Trust, the Mustique Charitable Foundation, we stand united and committed to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And I want you to know that. So we congratulate and we are very happy to all of the homeowners who are receiving their deeds today. And we pray the best for you. And of course, all the best in everything that has to come. Thank you.
All right, let's hear it one more time for the representative of the Mustique Charitable Trust. All right, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I want to bring to you to make some remarks as well. One of our most hard-working minister, the Minister of Housing. Let's put our hands together and make some noise for Dr. Orlando Brewster, the Minister of Housing.
Thank you, Mr. Maxwell Francis, also known as Tajo. Allow me to acknowledge Her Excellency Dame Susan Duggan. Our Prime Minister will be here very shortly. Honorable Ralph E. Gonsalves. My cabinet colleague, especially the area representative and the minister with the responsibility for transport and works, the Honorable Montgomery Daniel. Also, I cannot go forward without acknowledging your very own, very hardworking and dedicated lady here in North Windward. Yours and yours alone, but soon to be the rest of St. Vincent, Dr. Grace Walters. Mrs. Avenel De Silva, the representative from the Mustique Charitable Trust, Pastor Kendall Osmond, PS Acting, Ms. Neva Philip Cordis from the Ministry of Housing, senior public servants, and other public servants here today, title recipients, specially invited guests, members of the media, a pleasant afternoon. You know I am always happy to be in North Windward. And every time I'm in North Windward, it's doing work. I see you have a bag over there, look good. But I'm always doing work, and work on behalf of the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And I must say that North Windward holds a very special place in my heart. And whenever I'm invited here, it doesn't matter if it's day or night, you can book it sure that Orlando Brewster is coming to be in communion with you, the people of North Windward. Today, I don't want to be long, but I want to make sure that I dispel as much information as I can as it relates to housing in terms of the policies, the programs undertaken by this government over the past few years. And I always said, in order to know where you're going, you must know from whence you came or where you're coming from. And I want to remind us that before 2001, housing in St. Vincent and the Grenadines was underdeveloped. We didn't have as much homes today as we had in 2001 or before 2001. And the reason why we are here this evening again is because of housing. And over the years, we have seen transformation across St. Vincent and the Grenadines. But more so, we have seen significant transformation in the sector of housing here in North Windward. I remembered before 2001, where we are today would have been predominantly used for agricultural purposes. While the policy before 2001, after a natural disaster per se, was usually to hand out some materials and tell you, well, wherever they take you, that is what it is. But fast forward past 2001, when the ULP government came into office, we changed the whole aspect of how we do housing here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Housing is only part and parcel of the transition that has taken place here in North Windward and across other areas in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Because before, we didn't have a thing called the education revolution, where we can have our young people who we trust in dearly to have opportunities to expand their territory and their borders as it relates to education and to uplift their lives, their families, and their communities across St. Vincent and the Grenadines. But one of the fundamental aspects of this government as it relates to housing since 2001 is the whole aspect of turning debt capital into life capital. And that simply means ensuring that citizens of St. Vincent and the Grenadines can take what they had known as informal human settlements or where people squat, according to the layman as we say it, turning those properties, giving them deeds so that those properties can move from debt capital to life capital. And we have seen it across St. Vincent and the Grenadines. But over the past few years, I can tell you that one of the most thriving constituencies as it relates to housing is the constituency of North Windward. And you may ask, how did this happen? The transition of housing in North Windward. And I hear people talking about, well, we had houses before. Yes, we had houses before in North Windward. But some of the houses are not as big and as beautiful as they are now. There are many who say, don't talk about a certain infrastructural project that has transitioned and transformed the whole landscape of North Windward, which is the Rabaka Bridge. Just imagine if you didn't have the Rabaka Bridge after the eruption of Lassafray volcano, how long it would have taken us to help with the rebuilding and the reconstruction here in North Windward. Just imagine if you didn't have the Rabaka Bridge after Hurricane Elsa and Hurricane Beryl. Just imagine if you didn't have that important piece of infrastructure that has helped significantly with fast-tracking the amount of work that we're doing here in the constituency of North Windward. So when anyone tell you, if you ain't fed up talk about the Rabaka Bridge, let them know that the Rabaka Bridge is fundamental in the transformation of lives above the Rabaka Dry River. I will tell you this Unity Labour Party government, we have a belief and a philosophy that housing is a basic human right. And I want to tell you what I mean by basic human right. Meaning, in order for us to live, we need food. That is a basic human need. We need clothing. We can't walk around naked. And most importantly, we need shelter, which is housing. And that is why I joined this government, this party, because that is my belief and that is my philosophy to help to transform the lives and livelihood of persons who were struggling before, to help them to get to the next level. Transformation has been the hallmark of this government. We have transformed many lives, not only through housing, but like I mentioned earlier, through education, through agriculture, and the list can go on and on, through healthcare. Because remember, there was a time above the river that it was difficult. And that is one of the reasons too why I have to talk about the Rabaka Bridge. As it pertains to healthcare, it was difficult for persons to access healthcare. But after that important piece of infrastructure, many of the persons had the access that they so craved for. Now, this is just the beginning, North Windward. Across the country, you should be proud. You should be proud from whence you came. You know, there's a saying, from out of the darkness into the marvelous light. And along the way, we have had good Samaritans. And one of the good Samaritans, which is a son of the soil in North Windward, and I know this is his last few weeks or months, but he has given this constituency his glory years, the best of his times. And today it would be remiss if I do not honor the great Montgomery Daniel from this magnificent constituency of North Windward. It is on the shoulder of Montgomery Daniel that a young minister like myself stand as it relates to housing. Montgomery Daniel is one of the titans in this government who started the housing revolution. He has built many homes here in North Windward. And if you think that Montgomery is going to leave any stones unturned, Montgomery has brought us safe thus far. But there's a lady called Dr. Grace Walters. And outside of government, she is making all of the necessary calls to me as the Minister of Housing to see where she can help our people. You are in good hands. So I'm congratulating the Iron Man, as he's commonly called. Don't worry, we are putting in place of the Iron Man, Iron Lady up here in North Windward. I want to acknowledge the arrival of our esteemed Prime Minister, one of the hardest working Prime Minister in the region. He's here with us. I want to continue by saying, over the past 4+ years, North Windward alone has seen hundreds of homes repaired, reconstructed, a part of this government trust to move housing forward in this country. And you may ask, why are we doing this? And I would tell you this, that this Unity Labour Party government is a government that cares, and it's a government that is filled with love. I can tell you this, in the great USA, after Hurricane Katrina, 20+ years ago, there are still persons in New Orleans that are homeless. There are still persons in less than ideal accommodation in the great USA. But we remember that after every natural disaster, this Unity Labour Party government has over the years worked in communion with you, the people, no matter where it is in this country. Whether it is in the Southern Grenadines, the Northern Grenadines, in North Windward, in North Leeward, in Central Leeward, South Leeward, wherever it is in this country. We have, after every natural disaster, helped to rebuild the lives and the livelihood of persons affected. And I would tell you this, when you have a natural disaster, usually it is easy for those who have a little money in their pocket to get things sorted and get their life back together. But what is important is that the aspect of our population that is mostly affected are the poor and the vulnerable. And because we have a heart of love and a heart of care, after every natural disaster, we have come to assist and to help, whether it is in housing, it is in agriculture, or any other sector that's affected by any natural disaster. So North Windward, you should know over the years who have helped in the transformation of your constituency. you should know, and you must know, over the years who have helped you with your recovery in whichever sector that got affected. And we are not done yet, because as we speak, we know that there are many young people who are going off to university and they're coming back home and they don't want to live with mommy and daddy because they don't experience some level of independence. And that is where we are going to take housing in the new term, by implementing housing for young professionals. So young people, you have a lot to look forward to, and you have to own your future as it relates to housing or any other sector in this country. We know we are sending you off to study. We know that you're going to go off and you're going to make us proud. We trust you. But when you come back, we have to hold your hands a little bit so that we can take you to the next level. And we are going to do so. But today is the day when we are handing over title. And as Dr. Walter said, there's no better gift that this government can hand out during a time of independence than to give you your own level of independence. And we are doing so today by handing over. We have a total of 84 deeds to be handed over today. But I want to tell you that today we only have with us 73. And those 11 that are remaining, they will be completed by tomorrow. They had a late run with them, but they will be done by tomorrow, and they will be ready by the end of the week before independence. Those 11. So, right. And I love when not, when what bright. I love when not, when what glow. And I want to say this, that we know that after a natural disaster, everyone would be trying to get their lives back together. And to prepare a deed and to get the legal aspect of it, it is very costly. And you know, like I said, if you love people and you have a heart for people, even now while you're rebuilding and reconstructing, we did not come to you and say, well, we have all your names, we have all the lands, we have all the houses. You go ahead and do your deed. Get your lawyer and do your deed. This government took on the task, along with the Mustique Charitable Trust and the Mustique Company and the other entities involved. And we said we have to come together and hand over these deeds, ownership, free of cost. Watch a government. You said it, I didn't say it. Watch a government. A government that loves, a government that cares, and a government that has a heart for you, the people. And this is just the beginning, because there are many, many more rivers to cross. And we have many more things in store for you, North Windward. We have many more houses to build. And you know we are always honest and truthful with you. We told you that we will not get everything completed before we have that important test. But you know that there's one government over the years that has looked out for the people as it relates to housing, reconstruction, and recovery. And that is the Unity Labour Party government. So you are guaranteed that after this election, we will continue our work. We will continue to uplift lives here in North Windward. And we will continue to uplift lives across the length and breadth of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And you know, as I close, the Almighty always say in everything, we are to give thanks. And that is how I love to close on a thankful note. And I want to thank the Mustique Charitable Trusts and the various aspects of the organizations. There's an important group who came and started it right here in Orange Hill, the Sai Barber Foundation. Let me tell you something in North Windward, you know. You know all the really a trendsetter? You only realize that the first set of prefab homes ever constructed in this country started right up here in North Windward. You should be grateful and you should be thankful. But I want to thank the esteemed representative, Honorable Montgomery Daniel, for holding the fort in North Windward and for championing the cause for his people in North Windward. And I know he's happy, and he can rest assured that great things are in store. Great things are in store for North Windward. And I know that there's a magnificent woman who will continue the stellar work that was done by the Honorable Montgomery Daniel. We cannot forget our Prime Minister, a man who saw the vision for North Windward, along with the representative, and said this area was underserved under the previous administration, underdeveloped under the administration administration. And we are going to transform this constituency so that it can rival any constituency across St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So big house there down, so big house there up here too. And I can't finish without thanking you, the people of North Windward, and the recipients for your kindness and your love and your patience. Many of you, I came up here as a young representative, a young minister of government, and you embraced me wholeheartedly and tell me, we will work with you to continue the work. And I will continue to work tirelessly for the country and for you, North Windward. So I thank you, the people, for staying with us, trusting us with the process. And like I said, don't worry, put your pot on the fire. There's much more to come. May God bless you and thank you.
Come on. Come on, let's hear it. Put your hands together. We could do better than that.
I know you're Philippe.
Let's hear it one more time for Orlando.
Be my friend. Things go nice again. It must again.
Doing some really great work in the Ministry of Housing. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have another cultural item. And again, from our incubator at the Sandy Bay Secondary School, we are going to bring one of our upcoming performers. Put your hands together and welcome Jolicia as she gave you a special tribute. One call, the Iron Man.
Since I was a little boy, growing up in this world, I had the feeling that I will bring my people joy. Just like Moses leading his people to the promised land, I sweat and I toil at the heart of the struggle to build this nation. Following the star like the three wise men, because I had a plan. Standing my ground since 2001, they call me the Iron Man. Who built the bridge across the Raboka is the Iron Man. No, my people don't have to walk in the water. They say thank you, Iron Man. I am glad I made the decision to become a politician. With pride in their hearts, my people can say thank you, Iron Man. Like Daniel in the lion's den, I had to stick to my plan. I choose not to be like some of them and run off to live in some. Among my fellow constituents, I had to see to their needs. I walk on the very road they walk until all of these struggles cease. Following the star like a wise man, because I had a plan. Standing my ground since 2001, they call me the Iron Man. Who led the people from behind God's back is the Iron Man. At a race we no longer fear the attack. We say thank you Iron Man. Deputy leader in this land was not an easy task. So with love in your heart, my people can say thank you Iron Man. Since she was a little girl, growing up in this world, the Iron Man has been working hard to bring changes to Northwich. No other woman playing politician, she is as blind as Fatima. Saying you cannot see anything to smile about, then how could you represent us? Rebuilding after the eruption, that was a master plan. So if nothing was done by the Iron Man, show me your contribution. Who gave the people both houses and land is the Iron Man. On the yes program, we say thank you Iron Man. I have paid my dues to the nation with solid representation. I will be proud to head north windward say thank you Iron Man. North windward, you have come a long way since the year 2001. All over the constituency, like the hands of the Iron Man. With all what was done and what is going on and what is still left to come, it is not enough to put a smile on your face. We will all sing Amazing Grace. To serve alongside the world boss was not an easy task. So if anyone should ask you who I am, say I am the Iron Man. Who bet to see the fences up in Sandy Bay is the Iron Man. For fixing the road all the way to Fancy, we say thank you Iron Man. I must thank you all for your support as we walk hand in hand these stairs of joy are just to say thank you Iron Man.
Come on, we should do better than that. Let's have it one more time for the Iron Man, Jolicia. A very fitting tribute to our hard-working representative. Come on, let's hear it one more time. Yeah. One more time for Montgomery. All right, so at this time, it gives me great pleasure to come and address you at this time. Let's put our hands once more as I welcome our very own representative. Let's make some noise one more time for the Iron Man himself, the Honorable Montgomery Daniel, our representative here in North Windward.
Thank you Thank you very much, Mr. Master of Ceremonies. Your Excellency, Dame Susan Duggan, Governor General of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. the Honorable Ralph Gonsalves, Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the Honorable Randy Brewster, Minister of Housing, my other cabinet and parliamentary colleagues, Dr. Grace Walters, thank you for your presence. Representing the Mustique Charitable Trust, Mrs. Avenel De Silva, Permanent Secretary acting in the Ministry of Housing, Mrs. Neva Phillips, other officials within the Ministry of Housing, other public servants, Pastor Kendall Osment, who did the prayer for us, recipients of deeds here this evening, today's your day, other invited guests, the media, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good afternoon to you. I say to you, to everything, there is a season. For there's a time to tear down, and there's a time to build up. A time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to give, and a time to receive. And today, many individuals are receiving deeds for their properties they have had over the past couple of years. And I say to you, you are indeed a very special person. You are indeed honored at this time. And I want to say to you, be grateful. Be grateful. You know why? Those of us who know the history of this area will always be thinking differently, but positively. For coming out of slavery and the plantation system, this was an era dominated by neocolonialism. What that means? All lands were under masters' rule. And it was indeed a difficult moment for families to live and thrive. So much so to own land and to build. Because under slavery, people were treated as things. And so understanding that is why I'm saying that we should be grateful. Communities, particularly in this constituency at that time, under slavery, under neocolonialism, communities were established along coastal zones or along riverbanks. And for those of us who know this constituency, once you traverse the constituency, you will find that the dominant feature until the mid-80s were the estate system, which was the order of our economic landscape. In other words, all of this constituency of North Windward, before the 80s, were dominated by estates. And under the estate system, you were treated like things, so that it was difficult for you to own property. I can ask the question, how many of you are aware of the conditions your foreparents, your grandfather lived 50, 60 years ago? The basic settlements were Watland Dab, rows of houses. And they were built in the most dangerous places. I want to take you down to a bit of memory lane. For those of you who know Fancy, in Fancy there was an estate. And I can tell you, the estate existed up until 1979, where the British, in negotiations with the government of St. Vincent at the time, that the British decided to buy the estate for the people in Fancy. That was in 1979. Because at the time, people were living along the riverbanks, and as you're going to the bayside in Fancy, people were living along that road. Go around to a place called Big Otter. Tajo, you know there? Very well. People were not living at big level. People were not living even where the playing field is at this time. All of that was land belonging to the estate. But oh, how that has changed. How much that has changed. And as you are going to Fancy, there was a small settlement at a place called Kamaku. How much of you know that? But that community vanished after the 1971 eruptions. So you need to know a little bit of your history. Equally in Oria, there were 4 small communities in that area. In the area of Chate, this is where we were told that Joseph Chate lived when he was the carrier chief for these areas in the 16th century, 17th century. And so, while Joseph Chate lived in that area, a very small settlement, there was the main settlement as you go up to the village in Oria, and that was just along the road going up as you're going up to that village. So that as you go down Salt Pond, before 1979, there were no houses down there. As a matter of fact, after the eruptions in 1971, The estate in Oria, the owners, W.J. Abbott, they began to sell out the lands. And at the time who bought the lands, there were many persons outside of that area who came in and bought the lands. There was also, I should mention, there was a small community at Oaks Hill, and there was a small community at Point. But when the lands were sold out in Oria, where the people are living in Point, one individual bought all of those lands. So the people who are living in Point at this time are living on lands belonging to people. And when I did my research, and I found out that was the position, I immediately had a meeting with those persons. And then I called on the office of the Chief Surveyor and the Attorney General, to where I asked that we begin the process of ensuring that these people own these lands. That, I tell you, is in process, and the people at Point will soon have their title deeds to their lands that they are living on. In 2007, when we built the Oria Fishing Complex, the government bought lands from a gentleman who came to Oria in 1973, bought those lands, and he built a disco. But the government bought those lands in 2007 from this gentleman who came from Sign Hill, Kingstown. He has passed away now. And we have built the Oria Fisheries Complex. All of those persons who are living on those lands southwards of the Oria Fishing Complex are owned by people living in and around Kingstown. Those are persons. In our next term of office, we have to seek title to have these people owning their lands. But I said to you, as a number of persons would have bought those lands, after the discussions surrounding lands around 1979, that the rest of the lands that were not bought, the then government, after surveys were done in 1979 and 1980, that the rest of the lands were bought for the people in Oria in 1981. And so the people in Oria began to have better lands to live on. In Sandy Bay, and I'm indicating all of this to you so that you can understand where we came from, where we are, and why we are where we are today. In Sandy Bay, of course, Sandy Bay would have been part of the Orange Hill Estate, an estate that occupied 3,500 acres of lands. And so, in Sandy Bay, the migration started in the very early 50s. But before I go there, I want to say to you that it is worthy to note that coming out of the Carib War between the Caribs and the British in 1796, that a settlement was reached where the Caribs were offered 138 acres of lands just north of Sandy Bay. For those of us who know the area, I'm talking about from Bonny River going northwards to Walgutter. All of that land that owns Sandy Bay, going into the interior, up into Daimo, that is the land I'm talking about. And it is important to note that there was indeed a small village in the area there that you call village, where the people domiciled, where the people lived. And there was a great flood in 1948, which washed away that village and left the people there homeless after 1948. And so by 1950, the people from that area were moving southwards into Sandy Bay. And so, as the people moved southwards, and they were occupying the lands in Sandy Bay, by 1997, the survey of that area started and was completed by 1962, where some 375 lots were identified for housing. To date, as I understand it from the HLDC, there are 97 of these lots that have deeds. In other words, approximately 30% of the people who are living in Sandy Bay from since 1962 have deeds for their lands, 30%. I have had some resurveying done 3 years ago, and I've asked the residents of Sandy Bay to work with the HLDC and to ensure that they have their deeds for their property in Sandy Bay. It is for you to own your future. But I say to you, as I'm speaking about the Orange Hill Estate, the Orange Hill Estate would have been owned by the Barnards. The Orange Hill Estate was bought by the Barnards in the year 1908. 1908, the Barnards bought this estate. And they sold the estate to the Danes in 1985. But the government in 1986 bought over these lands from the Danes in 1986 and make all of these lands available to the government, Donors Crown lands. And so, like Sandy Bay, like Magum, like Overland, like Orange Hill, all of these lands from 1986 became the property of the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. But I want to say to you, in 1989, there was a severe storm that attacked St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and it created havoc along the coast. I'm sure many of you know where Miller's Junction is in Sandy Bay. Water from the sea came over and lodged itself in the road where Miller has his property there in Sandy. But there were a number of houses along the sea coast. And one gentleman who led the charge, after they were homeless for many days, he went to the then representative and asked whether or not if safer lands can be made available for housing. The then representative said that there was no land available for housing. The gentleman who led the charge with the others who suffered, the gentleman went to the manager of what was known as Rabaka Farms then to ask whether or not if lands can be made available for housing. The manager told him there were no such lands available. Here is a gentleman with his wife and children and other families without a place to lay their head. So the gentleman took upon himself, with others, to go to Magum to demarcate lands so that he can get a parcel of land. In the process, he was locked up and charged. He was charged for trespassing on government property. He slept a night in the Georgetown police station. But finally, good sense prevailed. And the community of Magum started with this gentleman. In other words, under the previous administration, if you were to have a parcel of land, you had to challenge the government then to get a piece of land. Today, that is not so, because you have a representative who is representing you.
Don't we forget one part. You had to get a script from Monty. And Monty, that's how you used to get land. You get a script from Monty. All you forget?
Thank you very much, Prime Minister, for reminding us. But like the people who went on to the lands in Magum, so too are the people here in Orange Hill. Because I said to you, the people who are living here on Orange Hill, up to 1990, they suffered very much for having lands, for housing. Because why? The people here in Orange Hill used to be living in the chattel houses around the other side of the village. And when they ask for lands for housing, that they were told that there were no lands. The people from Orange Hill here then went on to this piece of land, which became the Orange Hill Village, the main Orange Hill Village. They too challenged the authorities. And after their intervention, we were able to get a few lots established for housing in this area. That is why there's a gentleman by the name of Samuel Richards. You would ask him how he got his land and how he was able to build his house. If you know the history, you would say to yourself, I want to give the praises to the ULP government and the representatives over the period. It was 1996 that the people here in Orange Hill got victory to start building these houses around here. 1996. But I said to you, St. Vincent and the Grenadines has been exposed to a number of natural disasters for many, many years. And whenever these disasters occurred, the housing stock, it took great damages because of the vulnerability of the houses at the time. I want to say to you, when I became the representative of this constituency, I was fully much aware of the historical path. And because I knew, I sat in the cabinet and I asked every time to have mercy for the people in this constituency. In 2010, when we had Hurricane Thomas, the damages were excessive. Hurricane Thomas was in October of 2010. But before the elections in December, in that same year, 2010, we were able to repair 498 houses in this constituency. In 2011, there was a flash flood in Georgetown when this area was known and a song was sung, Georgetown Mash Up, Mash Up. We rebuilt that area after the flash flood in 2011. Ask Gao, and Gao will tell you. Gao will tell you how he became of a property in that area. In 2013, there was the most dangerous flash flood for the last 100 years. And destruction was across St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We happened to rebuild here in this constituency. We rebuilt houses in Fancy, Oria, Sandy Bay, and Langley Park. We also rebuilt in Caratal. But we also rebuild in areas like South Rivers and Hope and in Chateaubriand, all across St. Vincent and the Grenadines. But this constituency got its fair share.
Yes, yes.
In 2016, we also had destructions and we rebuilt as well. But in 2021, there was the eruption of the La Soufrière volcano. Total destruction. And coming out of the rebuilding process, with the help of the Mustique Charitable Trust, we were able to rebuild 78 houses, where 78 families benefited from the rebuilding process. My brother, no one got locked up. Families were taken care of. I say to you, this is a government that has taken care of all the people, all the time. So today, Under this government relocation and building program, I'm told by the minister that we have 78? 78 deeds?
73 today and 11 will be ready by tomorrow.
We are told that we have 73 deeds ready
And 11 tomorrow.
for distribution today.
And 11 they collect tomorrow.
And 11 will be obtained subsequently after today.
Before independence, so getting it before independence.
However, I'm equally aware that some families are still in shelters and are still awaiting assistance from this government. I would have been having discussions with the Ministry of Housing, and particularly with the Housing and Land Development Corporation. And in recent discussions, I would have established a contract between the HLDC and A+ Construction to begin work on 20 of the Guyanese houses as well as 10 other houses to get going. Some of it has started already. I know that the HLDC has not been as efficient as it should. But I say to you that the speed has begun and a number of houses have started. Equally, the level 2 and 3s, they are about to be commenced. I said to Mr. Billingy, one of the persons who have been waiting for a long time, a contractor should have been by your house today to get the work going. And soon as that house is completed, Rosetta Byron, you would have your fair share. But in Sandy Bay, I said to Auntie Jane, I said to you, I feel your pain. I know after the eruptions and your all clear came, you would have decided to come back to Sandy Bay than to stay in a shelter, because home is home. And I know you have not had your repairs as yet. But I say to you, a contractor will be on your doorstep very soon. I equally want to say to all of those who would have had some level of damage that the buried repairs continue. Tremendous work have been done so far, but there's still a lot of work to be done. Well over 200 houses are still to be repaired. I know you're saying that the elections are here and you want your house to be repaired. You want your house to be repaired before the elections. But I said to you, from 2001, I have been repairing houses and I have been distributing lots for land all across the constituency. So if there are a few more houses to be done and the elections upon us, they will be done. They will be done. I want to say to you that I know that there are a few more persons still to get a few lots of land here and there. But I've been in discussions with the chief surveyor, and he has assured me that within the next 2 or so weeks, some 70 lots will be available for housing in this constituency. I said to you, this government has been working. This government has been working on your behalf. I'm indeed satisfied that I've done a tremendous amount of work in this constituency. And I'm heartened by one of our flagship projects, the Rebecca Bridge. Because the development of this constituency would not have been here if it was not for the Rebecca Bridge. I hear the other side is to be coming here very soon on the weekend for a function. I am happy that I have prepared the path for them so that they can come into the constituency and see what I have done for them. At the time when the bridge was being built, many wished it to be washed away. But they now have that facility that they can come and enjoy the riches of this constituency. At the moment, not only the bridge, that is of very much great importance to me. But at the moment in Sandy Bay, there is a project of $40 million for the city fence in Sandy Bay. There's a $1.5 million for the Magum Road project. They can go there as well to see what is happening. There is an $8 million project, $8 million project at God Save the Queen Bridge. I can say to you, I love the architecture that I'm seeing there. If one never knew what the geography of that area was like, and you go there now to see what is happening, you will be impressed of the work that is going on there. I am happy they're coming to see the work that is ongoing in this constituency. So go with me. So the Magum Road, the God Save the Queen Bridge, the Sandy Bay City Defense Project. Right in this area, we are finishing up some work at $1.7 million in the housing development here. Just a few days ago, a project of $3.7 million was approved, and a contract was awarded to Franco Construction to do this road that is going up at the livestock station. That road will be starting very soon. Just around the corner, there is a land, or the Oriental Land Stabilization Slope. That project is costing $3 million. At Sandy Bay, there's the London Bridge. That will be starting very soon. That is $4 million to be done. In Perseverance, there's a project of $8 million where a road is being done there. I want you to go and drive on it and see it. There are millions of dollars that are now being spent on housing reconstruction. There's a new iron factory that is now being built at over cost of $12 million. There's a new secondary school to be built. Or I can say to you within this constituency, well over $100 million of work is being done. There is no other constituency in this country except a national project that is being done, like the Argyle International Airport or the port project in Kingstown, that would have had more money is being spent in any other constituency. But I say to you, I will continue to work and work for the people of this constituency until that day when the good Lord say no more. And I say to you, what I have not achieved, grace will achieve. What I have not accomplished, grace will accomplish. I want to say thanks to the Mustic Charitable Trust for their unwavering and relenting support to the government and partnering with the government in the time of our need. The Mustic Charitable Trust have touched the lives of many of the families in this constituency. And so, Madam De Silva, on behalf of the constituents of North Winod, I say thank to you and your company, Mustic Charitable Trust. The people of North Winod, they are grateful people. And I'm sure your contribution will long be remembered, particularly in the 41 houses you have built right here on this site. I want to say thanks to the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines for coming to the rescue of so many families who suffered under the many disasters that occurred over the period. I know it has not been an easy thing for families to be homeless and do not know where the next meal is coming from. But Prime Minister Gonsalves had found the resources necessary to meet the needs of the people at their time of their distress. Thank you very much, Prime Minister, and thanks to the government of the people of St. Vincent. To the many contractors, you have improved the lives of many. I want to say thanks to you. Like Issachar, I understood the times. And like Moses, I brought it this far. When I was given the opportunity to lead you, I didn't know where I was going to take you. But I know I had faith. And faith has taken me to where I am today. I know at the time that the school children in this constituency did not attend school. But today, every school child of secondary school age are attending secondary school of their choice. And it's not only that. Wherever they are attending schools, transportation is taking them up at their home, take them to school, and to bring them back. Never, ever happened before. And as we get older and we get sick, and those who suffer particularly from kidney disease, transportation is coming to your doorstep, taking you up, take you to the hospital, and taking you back home, and getting a free treatment for your disease. What a government. And where there are difficulties as families, where our children cannot meet their day-to-day needs, you can call at the social development and you will be assisted very much at whatever the request you're asking. These are interventions to ensure that our people have a better standard of living. For those who want to pursue higher education, once you meet the educational requirements, you get acceptance to university, and you're guaranteed that you will go to university. What a government. Ladies and gentlemen, my vision and my experiences have made me who I am today and have made this constituency what it is today. Big it up for the constituency of North Windward. Big it up for the people of this constituency of North Windward. I came to this position and it was not an easy task. But today's historic event, I said to you, I have delivered what many have not done. I have delivered the most expensive gift that I can give to you. A deed for your property. Use it wisely for the good of your government. Use it wisely for the good of your family. Use it good for the nation. I thank you very much.
Come on, put your hands together for the Carib Chief, the Iron Man.
Music.
Come on, we could do better than that, North Windward.
Keep it strong, up and the wicked them are trying to overcome. Yeah.
Which the professional valuers value Gomery land and the house. I will tell you this. When Gomery, you don't know this, but I will tell you. Gomery is supposed to leave his house. You don't want me to talk this. But his personal house he was building didn't finish. So he said to me, comrade, my house ain't done, and the deed done signed, and I get paid by the Mustique Charitable Trust. So what do? I say, well, I ask them how much longer it's going to take you to finish your house. He said, about 3 months. I say, well, tell them that you would like if they could get an extension for you to study. I said, but Gomery, you got pay rent, you know. He said, pay rent for the house me build? I said, no, that's the house which you built, but you don't sell it as of today. You know, for you own no more. So you have to pay rent to live in it. So the last 3 months when Gomery there, Gomery had to pay rent in the house there. You know, he didn't want me to talk that because no, but the thing is this, that is how we do business. Open and honest. Open and honest. Because the house there was also bought by the Mustique Charitable Trust. I tell you something about the Mustique Charitable Trust. Because they are responsible for some of the houses. But these and another set is the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's about half almost. Roughly. All right. Now, the Mustique Charitable Trust was established on my birthday, August the 8th in 2008. The Mustique Company did it in respect for the fact that I am the man who asked them to establish a charitable trust. You hear me? Things don't just happen so, you know. I know they go out and say, Ralph does beg good. But if you want how well I could beg, ask Eloise. I said to them, when we came to office, I said to them, I want you to institute, in addition to renegotiating the agreement, out of which we make more money now, for the renegotiation which I did from the Mustique Company. And they didn't mind paying more. You just had to negotiate it properly. No quarrel, no argument at all. And we negotiated twice since we are in office. And both times, we get more money. But I said to them, there are two things I want in addition. I want you to set up a program for apprentices. And I want you to set up a charitable trust to help the community. I hear that politicians before my time, they used to go down Mustique and beg them for things for themselves. I don't beg for myself. I ask for the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And they agreed to set up an apprenticeship program. They agreed also to set up the charitable trust. And the day they're going to launch it, they said they would launch it at a program, a whole afternoon into the night, down in Mustique. And they invited me as the honored guest, me and Eloise, for the founding, for the launching of the Mustique Charitable Trust in 2008 on August the 8th. That's how that happened. So when you see the Mustique Charitable Trust come here, it ain't come out from Mars. It come out from Ralph asking them to set up a trust to help the people of St. Vincent and Grenadines in certain ways, especially when we have natural disasters. But in addition to those occasions, normally to help with other programs. And this lady here is the one of Vincentian who runs the Mustique Charitable Trust. You know what her job was before? She had a big job in government, you know. She was the acting head of the Tourism Authority. So this position to head the Mustique Charitable Trust is a very good position. You see her there is a country girl, you know. And she married. Wait, I come in, she's a country girl, you know, she's a Sandy Bay woman. This is a beautiful Garifuna woman you have here, you know, who head in the Mustique Charitable Trust. She's a child of the education revolution, you know. Watch it. The Mustique Company is owned by billionaires and multimillionaires, lords and ladies from the British realm. And they set up a charitable trust at the request of a man from Canary, now run by a woman from Sandy Bay. A guy phone a woman. Things are happening unless they explain to you and you see how things are. The progress which is made. A daughter, a descendant of the tribe of Joseph Chateau, a national hero. She is heading the charitable trust of multimillionaires and billionaires, the lords and ladies of the realm. Many of them who have connection with those who fought Chateau. You see how the world turns? Time longer than twine. You hear me? And a long rope does hang cattle, a short rope. I mean, I ask, I'm a man from country, you know. You know, they can't go to comrade lyrics. That's what just bond them. They can't go to comrade lyrics. No. When I asked them to set up also the apprenticeship program, I said, this program is not only for you to teach Vincentians in particular skills, high skills in masonry and carpentry and electrical work and some of the more modern building construction techniques. I said I want it also to be for persons in administration in the Musty Company and persons in finance. You know who is the number 2 person? The Deputy Financial Controller for the Musty Company, as I talk to you, and has been for several years now. Sabrina Brewster, who married Dixon. That is a young lady from South Rivers. Bright, bright, bright. I know she, from before she write Common Entrance, in the whole of North Central Windward, she came first. She was one of the top students in the year. And I was in the opposition. And anybody who came first in North Central, I pay for them to go to secondary school, everything. So when I hear man say they're in opposition, then they can't do nothing. They can't do nothing if you're lazy. And if you ain't got interest in people. Yes. So when these things come together, my dear brothers and sisters, comrades, they don't just come out from Mars. You have to think them out. Let me say this to you too. You notice under the ULP how people from the rural areas, from Windward side and Leeward side, and also the children of people from the country who went to Tongue and grew up in Tongue, the poor and the working people, you notice how they occupy the big position them in government under the Unity Labour Party. You know the Governor General, she's married Duggan, but you know she's a Ryan from Parkhill and Connery. She grew up in Connery, you know. The Governor General, Deputy, she born in Connery and grew up in Bellevue. I want the people who never had opportunities open to them, from the poor and the working people, and especially from the rural areas, that under the Unity Labour Party, opportunities are available for everybody. It doesn't matter from where you come. I tell you this story. A few years ago, I was in the courthouse where a young lady was being called to the bar. She had gone to university and law school because of the government. You know, we pay for everybody. And I saw her in front of the judge with her laptop, with her gong on, and she's addressing the judge for the first time in the courts. I closed my eyes where I was sitting, and I saw her great-grandmother, Christiana Tempro, who married Mandy Tony from Canary. And I see her with her 5p hoe, digging her root above the area where we call Nantan Gutter, where we give land and people build house in Canary. I wrote an article in the newspaper from the R-root field to the courthouse. All because of the education revolution. Now, again, these things don't happen by accident. We, in the government, we've decided from 2002, and I want the people in North Leeward to hear this. The idea about building and repairing houses after natural disasters came about in 2002. In September 2002, I told that story here already. In 2002, the place which was affected by Lily is on a heightened place in Rose Hall, where about a half a dozen houses were destroyed. We built back those houses. That was our first of 12 weather-related natural disasters which this government has had to face over the last 25 years. 12 of them, plus Sofre, plus COVID. And despite all of those things, St. Vincent and the Grenadines has progressed like no other country has progressed in such a short time in the Caribbean. The only one who's progressing fast now because they got oil is Guyana. But we use our brains, and we use our people, we use ourselves, we use what we had, the genius among our people, and we establish proper partnerships with people overseas, including Taiwan. All those things the current NDP want to change. I want to tell you this. Those of you who used to like James Mitchell, I know some listening to me here now used to like Mitchell. But I want to tell you this. The NDP of Friday and Cummins and Leacock and Oliver, of Nature Stevenson, of Bramble, of Bruce, of Chevron John, none of them is in the tradition of Mitchell. The NDP today is different and worse than the NDP of James Mitchell. If you don't know that yet, you better understand it. You better understand it. And you can't take no risk with them. They tell you, give them a chance. Well, when I came to office, I met the lotto making only $10 million a year in sales. I reform it, I build it up. They're making now about $100 million a year. I said to Chevron John, I said to Friday, all of y'all who want a chance, play the lotto. But we ain't taking no chance with the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Right. Play the lotto. Play 3D. Play scratchy. But not with St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Not gambling with us.
When Beryl hit, you remember, less than a year afterwards, I brought the Secretary General of the United Nations here. Right here, he also went, my friend Antonio Guterres, former Prime Minister of Portugal. And he was shocked to see the extent of the recovery. What has happened in the whole of St. Vincent, especially in North Windward, after Soufrière, Elsa, and Beryl. In fact, when we went Sandy Bay, there's a lady who got a house up there. So she came to the Secretary General, and he asked her, how you feel now that you get your new house? And you're in this circumstance here? She said to him, sir, I feel like I'm in London. Not London by Sandy Bay, no. He said, I feel like I'm in London in England. That's what she said, you know. That's how good she felt. Not that she in London. I hear they're going to hold a public meeting in London on the playing field. I hear they want to stay close to a cemetery. I hear they want to stay close to a cemetery. Because what they're telling you vote. No, they tell you vote for them because of Mitchell. Eh? They want you to vote for the ghost of Son Mitchell. You not vote for no ghost. Girl, I agree with you. No, anybody does vote for John B? That's what they're saying all about, you know. They say that in Union Island and in Beckway. They say vote for the memory card. I never hear. You ever see John B name on the ballot? Eh? I don't understand this. I don't understand this. Eh? Up to now, they can't exorcise the ghost of Son Mitchell. Son Mitchell came in the land that he live in, he make his contribution and he gone on. Eh? Let him rest in peace now. Until, as Paul, servant of the Lord, called to be an apostle, said, when the trump shall sound, my brother, you preach it, and the dead in Christ shall rise, and those who are alive will be caught up in the rapture to meet the Lord up in the clouds. Well, wait until that time to see Son Mitchell again, but let the man rest. We're trying to resurrect him for. Eh? Then we decided that anytime you have a natural disaster, we will build back better and stronger. Build back better and stronger. And we undertake to help everybody. When we after burial, and with some which left over from Soufrière from April 2021, we figured out that we had just about 5,000 and something houses to do. Your Excellency, it is now over 7,500. We estimated first that it would cost $485 million. We said, we don't get all the money one time, but we'll start. And if we had all the money, we couldn't do all one time, because we didn't have all the workers. And if we had all the workers, we don't have all the materials all the time, because we had to import it, and sometimes you have delays. Like right now, we have some delays. I said we will do it day by day, sweet Jesus. And I'm saying to you, those, and I want them to hear me all over St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I say to you, if you don't get your house fixed, if you don't get it repaired, if you don't get it rebuilt before the election, is only one government will do it, is the Labour government. And there's only one prime minister who will do it, and his name is Comrade Ralph. You know that, I know that, and everybody knows that. And if you notice, the NDP is talking about all kind of thing. They're not talking about housing. They're running away from housing like how John be afraid holy water. They don't want nothing to do with that. That's the reality which is taking place. Now let me tell you this. I want you when you go home, if you can't Google, ask one of your sons or daughters or grandchildren to Google for you. And look up Katrina. 20 years ago, in your... I know you want to vote tomorrow. But I'm going to tell you this. I'll tell you this. About 3 weeks ago, Eloise asked me, so Ralph, when is the election? Because she has to pack up some things. Because we normally, out of respect for the electorate, you allow me to stay in your house until election day. And the morning of election, I got nothing in the house. Nothing is left there belonging to me. The morning, I walk with my comb and my toothbrush. When they say go back inside, comrade, in the night of election, I drive down back, I take back my comb and my toothbrush and I start all over again. That's how I do it. That's how I do it. So she want to pack up. So she want to know the date. I say, girl, as I've told you many times before, there are two people who know. God and Ralph. And magnificent as you are, my darling, you are neither God nor Ralph. So she ain't know. The person whom I have to tell first is the lady in green here, the Governor General. And I ain't ready to tell her yet. Because she is the one I have to go to and say to her, I'm advising you, Your Excellency, to dissolve Parliament. You hear me? We have Parliament set for the 29th. So Parliament is not dissolved. Tuesday the 29th, we have Parliament. And I not... Wait, you got a song there? Where the DJ man? Man, let we have some fun, no man. We're giving out plenty house today. Let us have some fun. After this, them dead. After this, them dead. Where the DJ man? The DJ man can look for pork. Ma, I don't understand you. You just, when you come in and talk, you have to stay at your station. Stay at your station, man. No. Katrina destroyed New Orleans. And the people who got the worst of it were poor black people in New Orleans. And up to today, 20 years later, in the richest country on God's earth, America, they live in tents, they live in the cars, they live in mobile homes. They ain't got no home yet. The people in New Orleans would wish, if they here at Orange Hill, getting 2 and 3 bedroom house free. Not like that they for them in America. This government is God's government. And thank you very much for listening to Almighty God to put in the Unity Labour Party in office. Now, there are a few things which I want to talk about additional. You see where the Great House used to be at Orange Hill? The design is being done there for a secondary school of the future. There are 2 schools which are going to be built as models for secondary schools of the future. The one at Belvedere, Brighton, and the one here, where the Great House used to be. They're going to have facilities like no school in St. Vincent and the Grenadines ever have. They're going to be models of the future because we are going to build in St. Vincent and the Grenadines over the next 15 years, by the year 2040, a first world country in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are already on the way. The only difference between London, New York, Paris, and Toronto would be size. That everything which they got there, we will have here. What we build for the modern medical is joke compared to the modern hospital we build in Annisville. And we'll build out a city there at Annisville. Yeah, that's the one they want to privatize. They want to privatize it. So unless you got money, you can't go inside of it. That's what they want to do. Unless you got money. You know, and maybe they don't have some of the partners already organized. You don't know for sure. Comrade, you come back to your station. The comrade sister said you after. What about after this them dead? You got a one day? You got James E.P. there? But I hear James E.P. got hot tune coming. I hear Skinny got one. I hear Luther got one. I don't know if they could be backfire man are waiting and watching. You think we should have them clash?
Hit them six. This time is plenty licks. Hit them six. This time is plenty licks. Hit them six. This time is plenty licks. Live at you know that boom boom boom. Live at you know that boom boom boom.
Go.
Comrade at you know.
Go. You got one too.
The comrade at
You went by Candyman to record it. Go, sing. You have a voice you want to sing? Come sing a voice, man. Come sing a voice. Go. Come sing a voice.
Give me a beat.
Tell him what beat you want.
Give me a beat. This election is a serious one. It looks to me like it is cricket. Because CWI President, Charlo, he joining it. So it looks to me, NAP will be feeling, and ULP will be batting. Tell Charlo every ball that they bowl, it will be no singles, no twos, no threes, no fours, no fives. Tell them it's a big hit. We're giving them straight six. Big hit, man, they getting straight six. We're giving them big hit, and they getting straight six. And we're giving them big hit, man, they getting straight six. Come, we're giving them a red wash. We're giving them a red wash.
Go bad.
Lord Jesus Christ.
No. You know, in the old days before our time, you might have got one or two persons from over the river. I not Windward having going to university. The last time, Gomery, I check on the list, is about 150 young people from over the river and in North Windward who get tuition scholarship to study at the University of the West Indies or Monroe. Almost everywhere you go, all over the country, people studying at university. What a wonderful thing. All that won't change, you know, if you change the government. The risk is too great. No. This year is 57 years since I'm a political activist. I went to universities all over the world. Studied all kind of things. Studied a lot too in England. I'm Prime Minister now, courtesy you, following the dictates of Almighty God for 25 years. Where we are in the Caribbean, we're in a difficult and complicated situation. If you driving on a road which is difficult and complicated because of elements which are coming in from outside, and because of challenges internally on the road, you want an experienced driver. You want a wise driver. You want a driver with judgment. You going to go in a taxi with a man who can't drive, who got a L plate on top of the motor car. Go in and allow him Friday to drive motor vehicles in Vincent and the Grenadines is like having a man with a L plate driving you cross Raboka in the old days when we were about to come down. Chance? You can go play bingo. You can go play bingo. You can play church raffle. You can play scratchy. You can play 4D. But you don't play with your vote, and you don't play with St. Vincent and the Grenadines. They come to you and they tell you that they're going to reduce VAT by 20%. But hear me this. VAT by 20% is $60 million. That's what it costs a year. $5 million a month. I tell you this. First of all, if you reduce VAT by 20% on all the commodities, you can't have any check being done by the Ministry of Trade because you don't have price control. So who's going to get the money? The people who are going to get the money are the supermarket owners and the merchants in Middle Street. You hear what I'm telling you? And you will have $60 million less in VAT collected. But the government didn't collect it. Those people with the businesses keep the prices the same way. The only way that could work is if you take 3, 4, 5, 6 commodities which people use, and for a temporary period you allow a reduction so that the Ministry of Trade could go and check. For instance, let me give you an example. Right at the moment, we spend about $27 million importing chicken wing, chicken back and neck, turkey wing, and so on. But on those, there is no VAT. Because together, those amount to the most. Well, now as people's incomes rise into, and their tastes get different, they are now buying more leg quarters. Leg quarters amount now to $21 million that we buy every year. And on leg quarters, you collect nearly $4 million in VAT a year. We could say you take off the VAT on the leg quarters. 1 or 2 other commodities, maybe lose about $7, $8 million in revenue. And you could manage that because the economic growth will make up for that. But those are the things which affect people. Not to say you take off And those who would be able, the Ministry of Trade could go and check the supermarket to see the question of the leg quarters, that they don't carry up the price beyond what they invoice them saying, and the profit margin. You understand what I mean? So if you experience in government, you use a scalpel like a surgeon to do the thing properly. You don't use an axe. You don't use an axe like a man chopping down a tree. You don't use a Cuban cutlass like if you're chopping down all the banana them or the planting. You overs where I coming from? Remember I talked to you just now about wisdom and experience and judgment. But we have a lot of commodities which you don't pay any VAT on at all, including women's undergarment. You know you don't pay no VAT for that. If you take off $60 million worth of VAT, I am telling you that what will happen, they will have to put on, the NDP will have to put on a head tax, a nose tax, a mouth tax, a hand tax, a foot tax, and a thumb tax. You hear me? That's what they will have to do. And they will not give the benefit to the working people and the poor and the consumer. Similarly, they are talking about giving 1 month's salary every year additional to the civil servants and the teachers and so forth. But that's $35 million a month. Then they say that, which other one they talk about? What are the four they talk about? They say they're going to give those who didn't take the COVID vaccine and who coming back. Well, anybody who won't come back already come back, because long time we tell them they could come back and a lot of them come back. But they say they want to give them back pay for not coming to work. These are people who are already working elsewhere, you know, or choose not to work. It will cost at least $60 million. What they're talking about in the four things will cost you no less than $120 million. And they say they will pay that in 60 days. But yet, the government not got no money. So what are they going to do? Make money in monopoly? Anybody who believe any of that, go the next time when you see a garling a fly, you say, wait, that's a bohag. That's the only way. Gomri. When they go by the river and they see a garling, they say, what's the Gomri? That's a bohag. Man lie, oh. You hear me? No, you know the story. You know the story already. You know how the thing go. We are leading this country to a first world status. I'm saying to you, Labour is working. We're working from 2001 to now. We're still working. And we're asking you to own the future. Own the future. If you even watch NDP slogan, NDP, they say, together we win. If you watch them, they got about 5 of them on a poster, smiling or not smiling as the case may be. And they say, together we win. They ain't got no people there, you know. So who going to win? Together, those on top of the poster, them winning. Let me tell you how they're lacking in ideas. You know where they get that idea from? In Trinidad and Tobago, Kamala, who win the election down there with the UNC, her theme for the election wins, everybody wins, which is a different story than Together We Win. They tried to copy, but they ain't copy good enough. They didn't want to say NDP wins, everybody wins. They didn't want to say that. So they kind of tried to abbreviate it, but they abbreviated into nothingness. Last election, they said they're going to put you to work, but they ain't doing that this time. They're talking different story. And one of the reasons they come with that is because the unemployment rate in St. Vincent and the Grenadines today is the lowest it has ever been, given the economic activity which is taking place. Lowest has ever been in this country, courtesy the policies of the Unity Labour Party. And listen to me. You have Grace, the amazing Grace. By the way, you ain't think we should do a big gospel concert up here and call it Amazing Grace? You ain't think so? This magnificent woman who is interested in service, not status. You hear me? Come from the bowels of the people. She is in the tradition of the iconic Sarah Baptiste. There are two nurses, one of them highly trained and another one who learned it as a midwife, who deliver more babies than anybody else in this part of the world, this part of the country. The first one is Sarah Baptiste, the next one is Amazing Grace. How sweet the song that saved a wretch like me. I was blind, but now I see. Gomery has taken us, saved us far, and grace will lead us home. Don't take a chance. Put Grace as your representative in North Windward. One thing for sure, I tell you this, you put Grace in, just like how Gomery had a senior position all the time as a minister, rise to deputy prime minister, Grace Walters. I want her in my cabinet as an elected member for North Windward. We have a northern star in North Windward, and her name is Amazing Grace. We have another one in North Leeward named Carlos James. What a wonderful time to be young. What a wonderful time to be in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You know, you have some dissatisfaction, but your satisfactions are far more than your dissatisfaction. Don't allow them to kerfuffle your mind with any little dissatisfaction. Stay on the course. We are going to a first world nation. That's the path on which we are. Own the future. Labour is working for all of we. Inside of the NDP, you have people who ain't got no ambition. I see Bramble say, is he build the house where they live in? He ain't live by his mother. But I ask this question. Since you want to join me in a discussion, and I get his attention. I like when I get the attention. Let me tell you, he was a diplomat. He came home. He's trained at university. It's only one day a month he had to work. When you're an opposition member, you make about $3,000 a month. It's intended to be a part-time job. Only the leader of the opposition gets like a minister's salary. He can't live on $3,000 a month. You mean to tell me that every single day he get up, he ain't got nothing to do? He's done training. You mean to say he ain't got no ambition, he can't set up a consultancy? If you don't got ambition for yourself, how you gonna have ambition for people? Eh? How you go? The same thing with Olivier down in the Southern Grenadines. The same thing with Nature Stevenson. Cummins talk about what happened when he was head of CWSA. I made the point the other day in Parliament. And I set him off crazy, even though it was the middle of the day and there was no full moon. He said, I said to him, I said, you talking about what you do before 2004 when you left CWSA? I said, never do anything meaningful or meritorious in your life for the last 21 years. He shouted back at me, you destroyed my life. You destroyed my family. I said, me? You leave CWSA, you didn't apply back for the job, you had a contract, your contract done, you gone home. You see, it came out. The NDP fellas not interested in service. They're interested in revenge. And even though they can't even get the facts right. 90% of the people in this country don't pay any VAT on electricity because the first 250 units a month, you pay no VAT. Similarly, they don't even know how much public assistance is. They call it poor relief. That's the old-fashioned talk. We have a whole package of assistance, of which the public assistance is only one. And you have to be careful that you don't make the public assistance itself larger than the minimum pension at NIS, which people contribute to. Because I have 1,900 people, 1,910 people at NIS on minimum pension. And they contribute. What you have to do, you have to put the minimum pension, the public assistance at a particular level, not too much above the minimum pension, but put a package of other supports to bring it up to even more. But the actual cash itself don't go too far ahead of the minimum pension. You understand what I'm talking about? You see how sensible people run government? You could help people, but yet balance everything off. And remember this, when they were in office, public assistance was $50 a month. I raised it 6 times to $300 a month. And we will raise it again. Listen to me on Independence Day, where we're going. There are many things on Independence Day. I'm only talking some of the things here tonight, this evening. You know, let it go ahead. Let it go ahead. Wait until the comrade talk about all them things there. And I'm talking about some of them here tonight. I know that Mrs. De Silva wants to go home. And she has been here since 3 o'clock. 2 o'clock. You know her husband is my family. You know who is her father-in-law who is now deceased? That's De Silva, you know. When I was in Farm 6, the year and a half I was in Farm 6, I stay with Das De Silva. Well, you know, you weren't born in 1964 when I went into Farm 6. So I with your father, well, your father-in-law is no longer around, but your mother-in-law is still around. You see the circles of things? You see how things go? When you think about it, you have to really reflect on what the prophet Jeremiah said. Before I was in my mother's womb, the good Lord knew me. He made me. He blessed me. He sanctified me. He set me apart. And with your help, through your vote, he has made me the equivalent of a prophet to this nation. What God has for you, nobody can take away. Certainly not the New Democratic Party. Certainly not Chevron. She running all about Chevron John, no running all about up and down. There are some things in a way she had to explain to some people. You know what I'm talking about. They know her better than me. So I ain't going to say nothing. Get an explanation for certain things. Thank you very much. Good evening, and may Almighty God continue to bless us.
Hit them with six. Hit them with six. This time is plenty licks. Hit them with six. Hit them with six. This time is plenty licks. Hit them with six. Hit them with six. This time is plenty licks.
Hey, yeah. Comrades, good afternoon. Nah, man. Comrades, good afternoon. I want you to shout you loud. I want you to bust the balloons. Say good afternoon. All right. And a lot of people here in red. I don't know what's going on. Why so many people in red? Huh? From the time I come, I see a lot of people in red and they're shouting one thing. What are they shouting? Wait. Hold your horses there, DJ. I hear them shouting something in the red. What are they shouting? Oh my gosh. I want to call. What is it? Red wash. Red wash. Red wash. Well, them have now wash and we have red wash. Eh? Let's do the handing over. Come, all you put all your hands together for Tajo. Put your hands together for Tajo. We gotta shift the podium. Guys, give me some assistance. Let's move the podium so we can take out the mic so we can do the handing over. Yeah. If you're gonna be collecting, please make sure that you're right. So if you're gonna be collecting, stay close by to the stage, so when we call you, you can just proceed. All right. So where am I there? No. Okay. Good. All right. Thanks. I'm gonna invite Mrs. Da Silva to assist me with the presentation of the first batch. And we say thanks again to the Mustique Charitable Trust for their contribution. And we invite Anthony Osmond and Audrey Osmond to collect. Anthony and Audrey, once again, if you're collecting, please stay close to the stage. Anthony and Audrey, is anybody coming? Oh, yes, that's him there. All right, please come close to the stage if you're collecting once again. We kind of we need to move smoothly, right? The man gotta greet the PM and the minister and Grace and Gumri before he come. Oh, there you go. Give them your best smile. Yeah. All right, thank you. Next, Violet Batiste and Melissa. Violet and Melissa Batiste. Come, please. All right, so we move on. Julia Sam and Shania Sam. Oh, this is violent. Let us hear, man. Yeah, Julia Sam and Shania Sam. Oh, she coming in, man. Look at girl, look at girl. She ready for Independence Parade. By the way, the Independence Parade this year is taking place at the Honorsville Sporting Complex, right? So we're going to Honorsville for Independence. And I'm told that a number of big buses will be leaving up here to take people down because the parade is taking place in the evening, starting at 6 o'clock under the lights, all right? But, okay, Martha and Agatha Lavier. No, Martha. Martha Agatha Lavier. Martha. So this, anybody coming? She's elderly. Yeah. Somebody, is she here? She's coming. I hear somebody say coming. Here's somebody's coming. Martha is coming. Where is she? Oh, okay. Georgina Sutherland. Georgiana. Georgiana. Oh, look at girl, man. Look at girl. Big smile, yes. Congratulations. Auden Hoyt and Selnelia Child. Auden? No? Not here? Oh, that's him there? That's him. He's coming. He's coming. Yeah, so as I was saying, this Sunday, where are we going on Sunday? All you know? All you know where we're going Sunday? Where are we going? We're going to Rabaka for Madongo Fest. Madongo Fest going to be nice.
Country with the right capability.
Come forward, Mr. Hoyt. Yeah. Eunice May and Denisika Brown. Dennis Caesar? Well, they spell it wrong here. That's how they have it. Yeah, okay. All right. So Eunice and Denicia. Eunice. Eh? Eunice? I thought he was silent. Oh, Eunice. All right.
Anyone can rule my country with the right capability.
Is that sick she put up there?
They could be white, yeah.
Mavon Hoyt and Flick. Where Flick and Mavon. Yeah. Oh, guys, I have to tell all you as well, right? On Friday, on Saturday, this coming Saturday, we opening the port. You want free transportation? Hold on.
Right now, my country making progress. Right now,
PM, pick up your phone. I'm calling you.
Right now, my country making progress.
I'm calling you. Yeah, comrade. The people in Northwind would say they want transportation for come to the port on Saturday. What you saying? He say yes.
Right now, my country making progress, which means the leader is very blessed, who behaving like the power possess. Leave the ones to feather their nest.
What you say? All right. Yulan Roberts and Nicole Roberts. Yulan and Nicole Roberts. Yulan. Where are the Roberts? Come forward. All right. There she is. Going. Then we have Shanila Samantha Lave. Shanila Samantha Lave. So, just in case you were wondering, I know some people in. Oh, it's my girlfriend? Yes, man, that's my girl. You good? All right, love. Congrats. Peter Augustus Batiste. Peter Batiste. Hey? That's my girlfriend. Move all yourself, all the jealous.
I am a son who send mad. Tell them labor on we blood, labor on we soul. Talk if you want, I don't care cause labor in control.
John Anthony Osmond. John Osmond. Come, John. Mr. Osmond. Not here? Coming? He's coming. All right. In case you were wondering, because I know some people ain't got tongue for a while, the port ain't sink yet. So we're going to open it on Saturday. Remember, it have a man who say he going to open it. So I don't know when we don't open it. I don't know where he going to open. Yeah, Aina Batiste, Venda Batiste, Cinda Batiste. She come in there. Come in.
I am a son who send the enemy.
Show them the dance, show them the dance, show them the dance, show them the dance. Hey, hey, hey.
Talk if you want, I don't care cause labor in control. Ring the bell, then we send them home.
Ring the bell. Shirley Batiste. Where's Shirley? Wait, Shirley coming, Shirley coming. Shirley coming. Oh! Shirley coming, girl. Oh!
Lord Jesus
Yes, Shirley, yes, Shirley, yes, yes, yes.
Anyone can rule my country with the right capability.
Shirley, load the comrade, load the comrade.
Be white, yellow, or black, me ain't having no problem with that. Right now, my progress, which means the leader is very blessed, who behaving like the power possess. I believe.
Mary Batiste, Israel Batiste, Daniel Batiste.
Fire burning, keep fire burning.
Come, Mary. Israel, Daniel. Plenty Bible names, the boy. Real Bible names. Mary, Israel, and Daniel. Yeah? Yeah, the whole Bible there. Eustace Lave and Sonia Williams. Remember free transportation on Saturday and free transportation to go to the Independence Parade on Monday. The port ceremony begins at 5 o'clock, but there will be a pre-show from like 3 in the afternoon. Hayden Ballantyne and Paige Francois. So you can come down on Saturday from like 3 o'clock, right? If you enjoy yourself, you're gonna get a tour, you're gonna get to look around and see how it look, you know what I mean? You could high sit up and peep underneath, see if it's sinking, you know, them kind of things.
1, 2, 3, I mean labor X, I make them vex. I mean labor X, I make them vex. I make them vex. I mean make them vex. I make them vex. I mean make them vex.
Eva Evelyn Lavey and Denrick Lavey. Eva. Yes.
I mean, make them vex. 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 I mean, make them vex.
All right. Kingsley Williams and Colleen Williams. Kingsley and Colleen. Yeah, look, she coming. Look, she coming. She wearing my favorite color.
Now if I'm the champion and I have the best, you don't run and have the best. If I have the question, you answer me.
Come to Kingsley.
You want the championship belt, tell him come bring. I ask him what's my name, and him what's my name.
Congratulations. Hey. Hey. Yes, Kingsley and Colleen. Kingsley Williams and Colleen Williams. I'm standing there. Yeah. Hey? There we gotta sort that one out. All right, yeah. All right. Thank you very much, Mrs. De Silva. So I'm gonna invite now. Where we gonna go now? Let me get. Let me get this one here. These are the ones that people come.
Because you want the belt. You want the championship belt. Tell him come bring. And every time I punch him, I ask him what's my name. And him what's my name. One good permit deserves another. Negative or positive, or which one you're rather. Calling all my sisters, I calling all my brother. Time we climb the progress ladder now. Them calling we the red hands. We bite them just like red hands. We're not giving them no chance. We voting back for us now.
All right, so Ivani Cordes, is Cordes? Ivani Cordes. So Prime Minister will assist with some of them? Yeah. Ivani Cordes. Oh. Make sure Facebook's seeing this one. Oh.
You don't run and hide.
Make sure Facebook see this one. Wait, take another picture. Take another picture.
Tell him come bring. And every time I punch him, I ask him what's my name. And him what's my name.
Maureen Hoyt. Is it Hoyt? Maureen Hoyt. Maureen Hoyt. Sparta. Maureen. Hey? Maxine Baptiste. Maxine here, man. Look she there.
6 runs from 1 ball.
Yes, man. Put your hands together for the Governor General who is departing.
6 runs from 1 ball.
Put your hands together for the Governor General who is departing at the moment. Thank you very much for joining us today, Madam Head of State. Natasha Carol Roberts John. Natasha Carol Roberts John. Not here? All right. Who's next? Who? Farana Hoyt. Oh, I see some movement. Give me some vibes again, DJ. Give me some vibes again.
Red button.
Press the button. Everybody jump with us. 6
runs from one ball.
Jennifer Ballantyne. Come, Jenny, come, Jenny, come. Come, Jenny.
You know what I mean, my boy. You know what I mean? Nah, free junk. Let's go. Push it.
Naphtali Cyrus. Naphtali Cyrus.
Come in the party, you take about 50 seconds. 6 runs for 6 runs for 6 runs for 6 runs.
Clifford Francois. Clifford.
6 runs from one ball.
6 runs from one ball, girl. Come.
6 runs from one ball. 6 runs from one ball. You hear that? You know what I mean, my boy.
Rafaela Batiste.
Nah, free junk.
Rafaela Batiste. Push it. Push it. Come, Rafaela, come. Opening report on Saturday. Anybody coming to open the port? Are you coming to open the port? I want listen.
6 runs from one ball. You hear that? You know what I mean.
Roberts. Carol Roberts.
What I mean? Nah, free junk. Let's go. Sweetest at a junk, that's free. Come in the party.
Molesia Bracken. Molesia Bracken.
I was asking me stupidness. Mary had a little and my mommy had a rum dog. Come like 10 to a board with the glass. The alcohol of me moving dog. 84.5 for them kind of speed it does make a crash. I could do a tutorial how and rum cars. 750 ml of a V6.
Lisa Batiste. Lisa Batiste.
Your breaks. You must think I'm a little boy. I'll go hit.
Last ball of the innings. Yeah, he's put it away. Oh, I say, yes, into the crowd. 6
On this thing.
Nobody can.
Eli Batiste. Eli Batiste. Come hello. It's all right. I got you. Come, Eli. Where Eli? Oh, look him, the man. Come here, man. Come in. He coming. Yeah. I see a name Fitzgerald there. I wonder if it's Hawkins. No, it's not Hawkins. It's Laborde. Fitzgerald Laborde.
Last ball of the innings. Yeah, he's put it away. Oh, I say, yes, into the crowd. 6.
Nobody can hold me.
Kelly Lave. Kelly Lave. Pedro Ballantyne. Ainola Byron. Ainola. Come, girl. Get Ainola some music there. Get some music. Nadia Lewis. Come, give Nadia some music there. Music again. Vibes.
I fought it for them. Yellow and red, yellow and brown. And you can see me jumping up in the crowd. So tell a friend, I'm shouting loud. I supporting comrade. It's never we are fought.
So I'm going to ask the minister. I'm going to ask Minister Brewster to assist with the next set. These are for the houses now. Down here? Right, the title. All right. Minister? Or a group photo for NBC Radio? For the evening news? All right. They're good enough? Nobody can bully me. All right? Yeah. All right. Minister Brewster? All right. So the first person is Lennox Patrick.
ULP soldiers, labor warriors.
Lennox Patrick.
Crowd motivator. Unfortunately, I cannot be here in person tonight due to prayer.
Come, Lennox.
But I am here in spirit. And one more thing, I have.
Somebody show me a red rag. Can somebody show me a red flag?
Fizella Clark. Fizella Clark.
Believe a woman say, I'm a dumpy conqueror. So just show me a red, let me hot up the head now. Let me see who vote in labor.
Everybody show 6 finger.
If you know Ralph is the best man, wave your red rock for the red man. You stop skim the red yet. Just like the dead we
Wilben Batiste. Wilben Batiste.
everybody dance like the comrade. 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 Everybody wave for the red rock. Red rock.
Janaya Anderson. Janaya Anderson.
Man up jump and man back. They encourage
Oh, there she is. There she is.
I want off same-sex marriages. The whole of them low. They wanna put airport pan bally so. If you think NDP done bad, everybody dance like the comrade. 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 Everybody wave for the red rock.
Carmel Rock. Carmel Rock.
Come back.
Carmel Rock.
After this them dead. After this them dead.
They're dead.
After this them dead.
When the bell ring.
The whole of them dead. After this them dead. After this them
Donna Charles.
After this them dead.
Donna Charles. Come, Donna, come. Merrill Sam. Merrill Sam. After this, then Sasha Batiste. Sasha Batiste. Look, Sasha, look, Sasha. Hey, 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 hey. We not turn back.
Yes, it's labor again. Look before you leave.
Benson Sutherland.
Turn back.
Benson, come through.
Too far to turn back now.
Oh, let's sing this with me, sing this.
Too far to turn back now. We marching you and me.
Godwin Batiste. Godwin Batiste.
Turn back now. Oh, yes, we're too far to turn back now. Yes, we're too far to turn back now. Oh, yes, we're standing firm for another term. Too far to turn back now.
Rita Batiste.
2001.
Rita Batiste.
We knew the road ahead would not be easy, but we prevailed and held the wheel. Building a SPG for everything. See, look at progress for all to see. Yes, we're working very
Sharina
hard
Nero.
in this country. Too far to turn.
Thank you.
Too far to turn back now. We marching you and me on to victory. Too far to turn back now. Oh, yes,
Thank you, Minister. Thank you very much. We're going to invite Area Representative Honorable Montgomery Daniel to assist with the next set.
Yes, comrades. Bring more progress for all our we. Yes, comrades. Yes, comrades. Do you want to see a further reduction of indigence and poverty?
Vanetta Lewis. Vanetta Lewis.
You will be again. Defend your leaders. Defend your country. Defend your party. Defend your game. Only campaign.
By the way, just so you guys know, we're also preparing deeds for Cumberland and other places around SVG. This is for people who are watching on the live, right? Hey? So look out for those to come. Monica Gordon, is Gordon right? Cordis. Monica Cordis. Monica. Me and my neighbor.
Me and my neighbor. Voting for Labour.
What you say?
Me and my neighbor.
I want everybody push up a finger.
Show me your voting finger.
Push up a finger.
Raise up your voting finger.
Put up your finger.
Show me your voting finger.
Put up your finger.
Raise up the voting.
That's it.
Me and my neighbor. Me and my neighbor. Voting for Labour. Voting for Labour. Me and my neighbor. Me and my neighbor. Voting for Labour.
Somebody say, oh! All right. Who we got next there? Irani Nero and Sam and Cornelius Lave. All you come. Play it back, DJ. Yeah. Me and my neighbor.
Me and my neighbor. Voting for Labour.
Oh my God!
Me and my neighbor.
Oh my God!
Voting for Labour.
Hey.
Show me your voting finger.
Hey.
Raise up your voting finger.
Hey.
Show me your voting finger.
Hey.
Raise up the voting.
All right. Me and my neighbor.
Me and my neighbor. Voting for Labour. Me and my neighbor.
Thank you, Minister. Thank you very much. I'm going to invite the Amazing Grace to assist us to distribute the rest of them. Can we invite the Amazing Grace? Oh, once all say yes, it's good. All right, so we can. What's that? Lorna Batiste.
In North Windward, we're rolling with the Amazing Grace.
Lorna. Oh, look at that. Yeah.
Selection we vote in Labour. I beg you put your X to the star. If you're really serious for progress, you will be better by far.
Dexter Bracken.
The only choice for candidate, none other than the Amazing Grace. Not Windward becoming stronger. The campaign we want you to hold. Tell your friends and all of your neighbors, Amazing Grace, you shall lead me home. This election next on the campaign, in the north we roll in the grace.
Verdina Cordis.
You will be better by far. Mark your next right next to the star.
Oh, look at that one. Look at girl.
The place you shall lead us home.
Look with girl. Luenda Bracken.
To continue, ULP is the only way.
Hey.
We're moving forward with Labour.
Family.
We are the election. Not doing what we can lose for.
Walking style.
Friends and all of your neighbors, Amazing Grace, you shall lead us home. This is the election next on the campaign. If you not be wrong,
Kathy Lavey. Come, Kathy.
Mark your next right next to the star. When the north is the star alone, Amazing Grace, you shall lead us home. Show me your voting finger, the one you dip in the ink.
Brent Finley.
Voting Labour.
Brent Finley.
North
Windward is in good hands. North Windward is in good hands. Brent Finley. North Windward is in good hands.
Ride on Labour, ride on.
Oh. Tomisha Bracken. Tomisha. Tomisha. Nesta Hoyt. Nesta Hoyt. Nesta Hoyt. Oh, here she comes. Here she comes. Hey, all you want to hear it again?
Catherine Sutherland.
Catherine Sutherland. Catherine Sutherland. Don't just sleep, Mr. DJ. Don't just sleep. Yes, man. Marianne Nero. Marianne Nero. Come on up, come on up, step right up. And her birthday, this is her perfect birthday gift because her birthday is on Monday, right? Yeah, Mary's birthday is Monday. Laverne Small. Laverne Small. Where the Laverne? Come Laverne. Osborne Thomas. Osborne Thomas. Osborne Thomas. I don't see anybody. Geraldo Lewis. Geraldo Lewis. Geraldo Lewis. See somebody coming now.
Hit double six. Hit double six. This time is plenty licks. Hit double six. Hit double six. This time is plenty licks. Hit double six. Hit double.
Tamika May.
Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Comrade at your door, nothing. Boom, boom, boom. The comrade at your door.
Yvonne Baptiste.
And every time I knock on the neighbor door, I hear it.
Yvonne Baptiste. I don't see that one.
Hit double six. This time is
Davidson May. Davidson May.
plenty licks. Hit double six. Hit double six. This time is plenty licks. Neighbor at your door, knocking. Boom, boom, boom.
Everton May. Everton May. Remember, we're opening the port on Saturday. Sunday, we're going to Rabaka. How are you doing? Sunday, we're going to Rabaka for Madongo Fest. There's one more set, right? That's it? That's it? Oh, thank you very much. Amazing grace. Right. So the minister says the others will be available at the Ministry of Housing. So you can pass by and pick up there, okay? The ones who didn't collect tonight, and the others, you will come to the Ministry of Housing and collect. Remember, guys, on Saturday, we're opening the brand new modern Kingston Port, and that begins at 5 with a pre-show from 3. Sunday, Madongo Fest, that's all day. And then on Monday, Independence Day Parade, that's from 6 p.m. and that's taking place at Honorsville. And remember, transportation is free. You ask for it, so it's yours. Thank you very much. Let me invite to do the vote of thanks now. Miss Dania Brown. Dania, please come. to do the voter thanks.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Protocol has already been established. It is both an honor and a privilege to stand before you today to deliver the vote of thanks at this important and meaningful occasion, the handing over ceremony for deeds of disaster relocation houses. Today marks a significant milestone, not only for the individuals and family receiving their rightful documentations, but for the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines' ongoing efforts to ensure land security, dignity, and empowerment for every citizen. First and foremost, let us begin by extending our deepest and most sincere gratitude to the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines under the leadership of the Honorable Dr. Ralph E. Gonsalves. Your vision, dedication, and unwavering commitment to improving the lives of Vincentian people is what made today possible. We extend our heartfelt thanks to the Musty Charitable Trust for their commitment to the development and service to the people, which has been a beacon of hope and progress. Thank you for your continuous efforts and support during this process. Your encouraging words today inspired us all. Honorable Montgomery Daniel, thank you for your leadership, advocacy, and deep dedication to transforming lives through securing land ownership. Thank you for championing the policies that prioritize those who have waited, hoped, and worked hard for the security by owning a piece of land they can truly call their own. Dr. Orlando Brewster, thank you for your unwavering commitment and dedication. Your presence today is not only appreciated, but symbolic. It reflects your efforts and justice for these people to make today a reality. Also, a special thanks to Dr. Grace Walters for gracing us with her presence today. Your encouraging words have truly uplifted the spirit of this occasion. A special thanks to the hard-working teams behind the scenes, such as Land and Surveyors, Legal Affairs, BRAXA. Your cooperation and active participation throughout this process has played a crucial role in bridging the gap between policy and people. Your teams have carried out their work with dedication, professionalism, and integrity. To the landowners, this is your day. So I say congratulations. This moment is not only a legal affirmation of your right to ownership of land, but the recognition of your resilience, patience, and hope. May this document open new doors for security, opportunity, and prosperity. To the media, thank you for being here to share such a milestone with the wider public. Sandy Bay Secondary School, Tajo, Jonicia, thank you. Lastly, I thank each and every one of you present here today. Your presence and participation have made this event meaningful. Let us continue to work together in building communities. Thank you, and may you all have a safe and pleasant day ahead.